Hello, my fellow comrades, and welcome back. Victus here. As we can see, we're back in America. This is American Civil War Brothers Against Brothers mod. We are playing as the Union, and we are fighting the Confederates here in this beautiful recreation of the Civil War. So, recapping the situation, we have taken Richmond, Virginia, and here we got our army commanded by Ulysses Grant. So that's the situation here in the coast. I'm not going to say the east coast because the west coast is impossible to see. However, we're going to move a little bit westwards, and we see here our friend George McClellan that is going to be tasked with the mission to take these two areas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Frankfort, Kentucky. We see an army. This army has been around a little bit here. Over here, where we can start seeing the Mississippi River, we see our troops here of Mr. Jean Buford and a couple of units of the Union's Buford's cavalry that we managed to send into this position. We tested how these guys over here in Jackson, Mississippi would behave if they saw some movement here, so we already confirmed the fact that they are going to attack us if we move over here. But down here we have our commander Philip Sheridan that is about to fight against one of the most formidable armies of the Confederation down here with this Thomas J. Jackson Stonewall. I have sent this regiment of the Union Vidette cavalry over here just to give a little bit of incentivation to this guy to move here. Up in the north, we see an army here, commanded by George G. Meade, or George G. Meade. So here in the Kansas territory, we see an army commanded by General George Meade, and we're about to attack this guy over here, this army. This is going to be a fun battle, so we're going to begin with this. So let's get on with it. I'm going to take my time with this campaign because I'm really enjoying this. This is a very pleasing mod for me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that you guys are enjoying this as well. So this is going to be a very fun battle because we have plenty of artillery here. And we see that we can put here, in this map, I can see several hills here that we can use in our advantage. Let me take these two guys here. These are 3-inch ordnance rifles. I'm gonna place them here. Let's have a look at them. If we see the card here, we can see that they use canister and case shot, which is basically shrapnel shot and canister shot, and the bolt, which is this one, the round shot. So here we have those guys here. I'm going to take here the where are them? I'm gonna take here the 12 pound Napoleons. 12 pounders Napoleons over here in this hill. Now, as you can see, we'll have to move them slightly here, I believe. I'm pretty sure that these guys are going to be there. There are just 3 regiments. So then we're gonna take these guys to the front. Actually here. So there we are, and let's take the regiments back. Cavalry wise, I'm going to take this cavalry here, over here in this side, and let's take these 2 on this other flank. And of course our general over here. So let's begin this. The pounders are going to begin. So let's position these guys here. Let's have a look at the Union loading the cannons. In the other hill, you can hear so there they come. We're really harming them. You can see how they approach in there. Let's go into this left hill. Have a look at these guys getting into position. So I'm going to move the dragoons here over here. Now here we can hear the 3-inch. This is the 3-inch rifles. In the center, if I remember correctly from the beginning, we got here another 3-inch. These are again a 3-inch ordnance rifle. But these guys are Napoleon 12 pounders. So this is a 12 pounder Napoleon. Let's begin. We're hitting them hard. So now let me send the cavalry there. Let's have a look at the Napoleons here. So these Union guys are going to unlimber the cannons. Let's have a look at the dragoons here. These are the Union dragoons. Very, very nice. Some of them have their their hats, brimmed hats, and their sabers. Now let's see what's happening here. Let's see the bombardment here from the perspective of the Confederates. So they are literally marching into their doom. They are doomed. Okay, let's start shooting with these guys. So we'll look at the Napoleons here. See how these guys are 12 pounders. Let's see. Well, very interesting. So limber this. See what we got here. We're moving here into these open fields. Something that I like about this mod is the way these guys scream. They have this new sound when they are hit by bullets or something. Sounds are very, very good here. Now let's move my line basically, and I'm going to group the line. Let's move the line to the front. As this Confederates approach. Here we are. Oh, there they are. These are Confederate Texas volunteers. They were hidden on the tall grasses. Let's take the Napoleons here. Shoot at these guys. Take these guys here and shoot at this. Here we see the guys from Texas. Now I'm going to wait for the guys that are going to rout here. And here comes the Union. It's glory. Union soldiers here. These are Unionist soldiers. Okay. I'm a little bit nervous about this, but let's go. There we go. Let's see how these guys try to defend themselves. Resistance is futile. Here we see the big army of the Union approaching. They are firing against this wall of blue coats. Okay, let's order the cannons to stop. And let's begin. There we are. There we are. Now let's use the Napoleons here to shoot at these guys. It's in the battle. So we lost, the Union lost 62 men. They lost everyone. Now we can occupy this position here, which is very, very good. So let's end the turn and see what happens. Let's remember about the blockade here. Let me see, and let me check the fleets here. So the Confederates are blockading our port here in Plymouth, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm still recruiting 4 turns the first-rate steam frigate. We're waiting for this one. And yeah, I think another 4 turns here. There should be another guy here, over here. Let me see. Wasn't here. We have a look here at the fleets. Oh yeah, this one here. But we're recruiting here a second-rate steam frigate. So in 2 turns, we're going to have enough navy to be able to attack these guys that are blockading here our trade route. So yeah, I was talking about in the previous video, in the first video that I did, in which we began the campaign here. These guys look very, very nice. These are British Victorian era troops from Canada, and they look awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, so we have a lot to do. Let's get on with the situation here. If I exempt them from taxes, it's not going to work. So I'm going to fix the state capital. Let me see if these do something about the repression, which does not. This thing do something about repression, but it's going to take 10 turns to do that. So yeah, here we have another army. So I'm going to use United States Marines, as you can see here. So we have here 15 troops that I can send and make some beautiful army here. So let me see what I can do here. I'm going to take the Marines, I'm going to take a couple of Union conscripts, rather, and send these guys here. And then I'm going to take all of these guys and make a huge army over here. Over here, in this area of Missouri. Now we can see that this guy is trying to lure us to attack him. What we got here? I think he's not going to do it, even though we don't have cannons. So let's see the army that is going through the north, and that is going to consolidate everything here. Okay, let's see. Something happened here. I couldn't see what they did. So I'm pretty sure I have the option here. Oh, show CPU moves. That's something that we need. So he did not follow these guys. My patrol. So let's move them. I'm not sure if it's going to be a better idea to move them here or here. Now you see that if I move them here, I'm not going to be able to stop them if they move north. But they have left this area unprotected, so this could be a good way to do it. Let me send these guys here. Oh, there you are. There you are. So they decided not to move, which posed me with the... Yeah. I think I'm going to do it. So let me move these guys here. Hopefully I'm going to be able to attack them. Yeah, sure. Just attack them here. I think we can do it. So yeah, our line is pretty good. A big one. This is our Union 12 Illinois Scottish Regiment. So let me see, we have the general here. Well, this guy is a two guy unit. Sheridan is a two-guy unit. Great. Let's place this guy here. Let's place this cavalry unit over here. Over here on the flanks. Let me see what is the disposition of the enemy. They're very far away. They're here, and I don't think it's going to be a good idea to fight on the woods. Oh, they have defensive positions here. Okay, so let's move our troops here. This is going to take time. I'm going to use this small village here in these woods to conceal the movement of my cavalry here. Let's get this guy here. Now, as far as I can see, the range of these weapons are very big. So I can use a hill somewhere around here. Perhaps this hill is going to be okay to start shooting at them. So let me use this hill. Let's fix these guys here. Because if they are going to start shooting at me with their cannons, I don't want them to be in one spot. It's better for me to have them separated. Like this. Yeah, they begin. Where are they shooting? This is going to take time. They're starting to shoot. Perhaps they want to shoot the general here. I don't know, but this is going to take time. So look at the units here. Here we see Union Missouri volunteers. So look here at these are Missouri volunteers as well. Here is the Union State Militia. Union State Militia here. Let's have a look here. What is this? This looks different. Scottish Regiment. They look very neat on the card, if I may show them. These are the Illinois Scottish Regiment. Look at this with their mustache. Very nice. I don't know if they have mustache on the actual model. Let's pause them. Yeah, they have, but they still have the. They have no shave on the chin. Pretty good indeed. It doesn't matter. They look good. So we're hearing the bombardment. What was it? They're shooting at us here. Okay. Let me take all of them here. Move them through these woods. Yeah, to move them through these woods is going to be a good idea. It's a bit difficult. Yeah, I'm going to move them through the woods. They are shooting here with these guys. Look at this palisade type of bunker here. Here we see these guys. Something happened here. We didn't notice this. The Dragoon Confederate cavalry is running away from my cavalry here. Pretty interesting. I was not paying attention. Let's see if I can move my cap here. Yeah, they are getting a little bit upset because they have seen my cavalry here. Okay, let's see what about my cannons, if they have reached their positions, which I don't think they're going to in the next moments. I think they are going to something happened with the units that they move very, very slowly. It's very annoying. Something with the mod or something. Okay, now let's bring these guys here. Perhaps I'll be able to move through these through here and take them down. Can do it. They're not even paying attention because they are moving their troops here for some reason. Because of the horse, I believe. That's not logic, but there's nothing we can do. So let's continue here. So let's bring this Union Vedette into position, so we can charge here. Now they're giving me their, well, this is actually their left flank. They're giving me their left flank. Gratis. Okay. Start here. Their fun is over. Hopefully these spikes don't mess with my cavalry here. Okay, dudes. There we go. Let's take them here. And that's it. I have negated their artillery here. Now they don't know what to do. Now they're trying to reach me here. This is quite mess. It's quite a mess. Quite a messy maneuver here. Okay, let's finish this. Okay, we have taken the cannons. Enemy cannons are ours. So now we are going to move our troops. Let's go. Let's see how is our general doing. And how are the cannons? There they go. I think they have not too much of morale. Their morale is not too high. Okay, so what else we can do here? What do we got here? And they're trying to get me here. Interesting. Let's see if I can do something with my cavalry. Okay, here they come. Here we see all the Unionists marching through the woods. Very, very nice. So in the meantime, these guys are getting into position, some sort of position. Let me see if I can harm them here. This is going to take a little bit. The sounds are very nice. What are these? Oh, these are the Confederate Louisiana Zouaves. Okay. Let's take the infantry. I'm going to begin the line here. Through here. Well, if it's possible, but okay, something went wrong. Oh, look at this. What is this, the general? Oh yeah, this is the general. Great. Okay, now these guys are getting into position. Okay. We don't need the cavalry. We don't need these guys, nor these guys. What's happening here? Okay. The general is dead. They are shooting at my cavalry here. They're shooting at my cavalry here as well. So I'm gonna take... Let me take these guys here. And let me take these guys here. Okay, so let's see what happens here. They are starting to attack us here. So as Clausewitz says that there's no power on an army if you don't use the artillery. Okay, let's move here. There we go. We can barely see with this smoke. Let's bring our horses here. Let's see if these guys can shoot. Oh, they're too far away. Never mind. There we go. The next faction that we have here is the Bolivarian Republic, and this is pretty much Venezuela. And of course, we are going to begin with the Venezuelan general. The Venezuelan general has this unit that has the European Hussar uniform, and the commander has white trousers with blue coatee and their black cap. Of course, it has the same stats that we have seen so far. Then here we get the Venezuelan Hussars, of course, using the Hussar uniform, and they have their crimson coatee and their yellow stripe. These guys use lances as well. They can dismount and toggle to skirmish mode. They are using cavalry lance, even though the model has a carbine here. Their commanders are wearing blue coatees, just as the Venezuelan general. And now it's time to see the regiments of foot. Let's have a look at the Venezuelan regulars. Let's begin with Venezuelan regulars. So here we see the Venezuelan regulars. Of course, we had a glimpse of the Venezuelan guards that are slightly better than the Venezuelan regulars. We see here on the card a beautiful guy that is standing straight with the Brown Bess P1842. They are using outdated of course, outdated equipment. Here we see their stats, and we see that the uniform is very, very similar to the French regular uniform, I can say, in the difference that they have white trousers and the light blue coatee with blue coats, blue caps, and of course they have backpacks here with all their provisions and stuff. So this is for the regulars of the Venezuelan Republic. And now we're going to go and see the more powerful Venezuelan guards. Venezuelan guards, in comparison with the Venezuelan regulars, they have much more morale. They have 1 point more in defense and 1 point more in melee attack. Definitely their accuracy and reloading skill is going to be much better. So these guys are pretty much the most powerful unit that you're going to find in the Venezuelan faction. They have their backpacks as well with black caps, and they have white trousers with the same color of light blue coatees, but instead they have the so-called gaiters or spatter dashes. We can call these spatters or gaiters, which were pretty much protection for the ankles and as well protection for mud in these times. They are using Springfield 1842, of course, using the American equipment. Going into the ordnance pieces, we see here the Venezuelan 6-pounder. This is the less powerful artillery piece that we're going to get in most of the factions, and of course here in the Venezuelan faction, having solid shot, canister, and double canister, which is translated as I said before in round normal shot, canister shot, and the shrapnel shot. Here we see the Venezuelan 6-pounder with the artillerists having the same uniform as the regular infantry. A little bit more in here, we can see the 12-pounder guns. 12-pounder guns, slightly bigger, with slightly more firepower and range, are the next in the tire list. Continuing here, we see the Venezuelan 12-pounder howitzer. These would change from the previous 6-pounder and 12-pounder guns, and here we go with howitzers. Howitzers have a slightly better range than the slightly less range, sorry, and they have a very same firepower as the normal 12-pounder. And then we see over here finally the 24-pounder howitzer, which has the most powerful firepower as we have seen before. And then we see here a less reloading skill because of the size of the rounds here. And here we have it, the beautiful units of the British Empire. And let me tell you something, as you can see right off the bat, we have here a European nation that has a little bit more options. This happily is the European nation that is more fleshed out than the other ones. And here we're going to check the units for this nation. Let's begin, as always, with the British general. Here, I'm going to go a little bit in and see the beautiful uniform of the cavalrymen and the difference that has the commander. Of course, the commander is using a black cap with a white pompoon, and these guys, the cavalrymen, are using the normal red coaties with the blue trousers, and they have a yellow stripe in the middle of the trouser, but they are using this type of hat that is more likely to be the hat that is used by the German nation. They have a German hat with this unit. Then we go here and we're going to check the British cavalry using the Enfield, of course the Enfield rifle. They have as well the red-blue coatee uniform, and they have the German hat. We continue here with the British units, and here we see the standard British regulars that are actually very good in morale, and they have a very nice defense. These guys here are using Enfield 1853, and we have a very interesting thing that I have seen here. They don't have backpacks, as you can see. They have, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure that it's because of the shader or the lightning, but they have black trousers and black caps with white pompoon. These are the regulars of the British nation, which is a very, very strong unit, to be honest. So you can see here the beauty of this unit. Continuing, we see here the British light infantry, which is the skirmish. This is the skirmish unit that we can use take cover behavior. We can use as well toggle skirmish mode, and they can spread or close their distance in between each other. We see here that they are standing a little bit different. They have black caps, quite different black caps from the other guys. And here, of course, the commander, which is this different from the normal standard troops. Here they are using Enfield 1856. Good observation here. They are using a better Enfield than the Enfield that is used by the British Line Infantry. The British Line Infantry is using a Enfield, but is an 1853. However, these guys are using an 1856 Enfield, just to take that into account. Is this having an impact on something apart from ammunition? I think that yes. Ammunition wise, this one that is having a 50 ammunition, and the less modern one is having a 40 in ammunition. Now let's go ahead and let's have a look at the ordnance pieces, the pieces of ordnance for the British Empire. The first ordnance piece that we can see is the British 12-pounder howitzer, and we see the artillerists here that have no red coatie for the artillerists. So they have blue, and they have a pontoon with a mix of red and white, which is pretty interesting and nice. I really like the artillerist uniform. What type of uniforms are liking you more up to this point in this time period? Do you prefer the various colorful uniforms of the regular infantry, line infantry and skirmishers and stuff? Do you prefer the cavalry uniforms? Or do you like the artillerist uniforms? So continuing here, we can see that the next on the list is the actual 24 pounder. In comparison with other nations in this mod, these guys are going to jump from 12-pounder howitzers straight to 24-pounder howitzer, which is quite interesting, of course. And then this faction has this thing called the Armstrong rifle. I was very intrigued about this. I haven't tested this one, but these guys are using bolt, shell, and canister shot, but they are using this type of bullet that is more cylindrical, as you can see. They have a firepower of 50 in comparison. Of course, the 24-pounder has 120, double the firepower of the 12-pounder, of course, but this one has a range of 1,500. So far, I haven't seen here in this mod an artillery piece that has this amount of range. What about in accuracy? 30 here, 30 here, and it has better accuracy indeed. So that's something to take into account. They have the British Canadian sort of units. So they have their units from the Canadian realms, and here we have the British Canadian Hussars. They have a lance. They have a beautiful card here, and you can see that they are, of course, Hussars because of their looks. Then we have the British Canadian militia. They have, of course, a British commander and a British sergeant on their lines, which are these guys which are holding the British flag. But these guys here, the British Canadian militia, which are not strong at all. They are using Enfield 1856 for the surprise of many, because these guys, as you can see, are called British Canadian militia, are using better equipment than the actual British regular. And finally, the other unit that we have is, of course, the Canadian garrison. What is the Canadian garrison? This is the regular militia garrison troops that are representing the normal layman, the people of Canada, the civilians that are armed to defend their lands, as the same situation that we had with the other factions. So they are using a Brown Bess 1842, and this was everything for the British faction. So we lost 83 again, and they lost New Orleans. I'm pretty sure they are going to lose New Orleans here. So we're about to take New Orleans. following them here. So what we do here now, I would like to see what happens here. I really don't think that we need the horses here. I'm going to send the horses here just to block here. And yeah, pretty sure. Perhaps we can attack them here. No, you know what? I'm still going to send the horses here because I want to check here. I want to check what is happening here. If there's an army perhaps coming from here, that would be very unfortunate. So here, quite interesting. This guy's trying to lure me into attack them here, but I don't want. Look, they have Confederate Alabama volunteers and they have Missouri infantry. I can recognize that these guys are not so strong. 699. Actually, they are almost 699 in comparison with my army that I have 488 and 587. 587. These guys are tough indeed. 699 for Alabama volunteers and Missouri volunteers as well. Wow. So I'm not going to move. And here I'm gonna send the scouts here just to see if there are some troops coming from here. And here I'm not going to attack them. Well, actually I can go straight to here, which I don't think is going to be a good idea because then this army is going to be able to enter here. And that guitar sound is so neat. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's an interesting move. A very interesting move. Let's see these guys. They're leaving that area unprotected. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, we have a little bit of a problem. Now, let's remember that I said before that these areas they have factions, the secessionists or the Confederates and Unionists, and there is a percentage. So you can change that by building the thing that I have built here. So if you have missed my first chapter, I'm going to show you here if I find it. There you go. Telegraph office. Telegraph office increases the spreads unionist influence, increases the influence of your faction. So let me see if I can build that here. I'm trying to click here, but for some reason I'm not able. I'm not able to click anything anywhere here. It's pretty annoying. So we're going to leave them like this. Let's still move these guys here into these woods so you can have a look here. Okay, nothing. So this guy in Nashville, Tennessee is now unprotected, but I'm pretty sure they want me to attack Nashville, Tennessee or move here. Something that I'm not going to do. Okay, now this guy. Let's move this guy here. I'm not going to follow this guy over here, but here I'm going to attack this guy for sure. Ah, that's the thing. They have a full stack army here. So look here. We cannot attack here. Here we got here. Here we see Confederate Texas infantry, which is a 688 in comparison with our militia, which is a 488. It's not a good idea to attack them. They have this 12-pounder. I could attack these. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good idea to take this from them. I'm simply going to ignore them there, ignore them here, and try to get here. And now we see how our troops up here are trying to reach Mr. Butford here. Buford. Okay. It's quite interesting. Yeah, so he decided to return. And this guy is moving north. Wow. Yes, this was to be expected. We have some scouts informing that there are some units moving through there, and our scouts here in North Carolina have been intercepted. Let's run away through the mountains. Yeah, I knew that they were there. Oh, there you are. Let's just ignore them. What up with the Brits here? So we got our rebellion. The rebellion is here. Now this is North Carolina, and we know now that this is very well protected. Yeah, we have more of these guys. Now recruitment, 2 turns, and we're going to be able to attack the blockaders and end the blockade. Here we see the, what is this? The bushwhackers. Okay, bushwhackers. Pretty interesting. So let's bring these guys here. Bushwhackers are ready to attack.